friends, I'm back with archaeologist Tracy, and we are here to talk about some of the awesome things she thinks they might find this summer in the new grid that they are opening in Ashkelon.
All right, so we've seen this picture before. This is the view of the area on the high point of the South Tell, where we've talked about opening a new area of excavation this summer. And I've mentioned previously that one of the most exciting things about opening a new area and starting from grass, which you can see there, is that you don't know what you're going to find underneath the ground, at least not exactly. We do, however, have some idea of what we might find. So there's a range of types of buildings, things that cities have to make it possible to live there, and the materials that they use to build those features that we expect to find. So city infrastructure, or the types of things that you need for people to be able to live. And this is similar to what you might find, same thing in Chicago today. We have streets, and we have sidewalks, and we have sewers, and we have these features that make it possible for people to live there, that make it comfortable. Here is a picture of a sewer, and we found a number of sewers at Ashkelon, and it is likely that we'll find a sewer in this area to carry waste from people's homes and other types of buildings off to wherever it was that they deposited it. Another type of feature in a city, or really a town too, that we might find is a street. And this is a picture actually of a Roman period. It's about 2,000 years old in this case. The bedding for a street that runs right alongside the site down to the ocean. Water storage, places to keep your water, is another thing that we might expect to find. Ashkelon is located where it is in part because it was over an underground water source. And we have found dozens of wells all over the site. And this is actually a water cistern. Where rainwater could be collected and then reused for other purposes. So these are some of the features that you need to live in a city that we might find. Now, what types of buildings might we find? Houses, and houses are numerous at Ashkelon. This is an Islamic period house, about 1,000 years old, and we're looking at a courtyard here, which has a nice flagstone paving, a drain system, and these are 2 rooms on one side of the courtyard. Houses are very common, so that is a likely thing that we might find. This is a bathhouse, and here you see some volunteers. These are very old now. These pictures are probably 12 years old. Dressed up as Romans enjoying a leisurely day at the bathhouse. We have a number of bathhouses at Ashkelon, and finding one on the high point of the South Tell would not be entirely surprising. Churches. We also have a number of churches at Ashkelon. We don't have a record of one standing on this area of the site, but it can't be ruled out that we might find one. And if not a church, some other type of public building that all residents of Ashkelon might have been welcomed in. Now, if you think about those pictures that I just showed you, one thing stands out. It's all stone construction. And in the periods of time that we're going to be dealing with, which we will talk about later, everything is built primarily out of stone, as you can see here. And actually what you're looking at here are Islamic period walls and Crusader period walls. So we would expect most of what we find to be built out of stone. But we could find dirt too, dirt construction as well, particularly when it comes to roads. Many of the roads in ancient Ashkelon were just what we call beaten earth, really hard, compacted earth, and not stone. This is a modern park road, but it's likely that we could find something like this in the new area as well. Inside some of these buildings, we could find a range of flooring material, from the stone paving that you saw in the house earlier to mosaic floors. And here is what we call a plain white industrial mosaic floor. It's a little bit wet here, so it looks a little dirty. If we're really lucky and we have a really special building, we might find a mosaic floor that has some design and has some pattern to it, has some color, and that would be very exciting. Again, however, beaten earth floors are very common, so we could find that. Plaster. This is actually a in-ground sunken pool. It's plastered, and we could find plaster where we're going to be working. Floors were plastered, walls were plastered, and so plaster surfaces is something that we might also expect to find. what we know we will find regardless of anything else. And what we will find the most of are bits of pieces of broken pots. And here you see an example of some Islamic period pottery. We're going to find lots of that. And of course, we're going to find lots of this. So I look forward to seeing what exactly pops up underneath the ground. But any and all of the things that I have just shown you are possibilities.